Hello and welcome everyone. Today we're going to talk about Azure File Sync, then go through a step-by-step installation from start to finish. Azure File Sync allows you to sync your Windows file server shares with an Azure storage account to replicate files to the cloud. So Azure File Sync is a simple, secure and fully managed cloud file share solution. Uses SMB3 and HTTPS. In addition, the service allows the customer to use functionality like cloud tiering, so we can store only recently accessed data on local servers, saving storage space, etc. Cloud access, so we can connect to the files that have been replicated to the cloud, either through IaaS servers or PaaS services. Sync and access, so provides write access to the same data across Windows servers and Azure files. So we can have different sites, for example, the main HQ office, as you can see there in the diagram, with Azure File Sync set up from server to cloud file share. And then we can have branch office sites syncing with that data also. We have the ability to use Azure Cloud Backup. So there's no need to back up any data on premise. This is all done and stored in the cloud. We can also use something called Rapid Server DR, so really fast disaster recovery. So that restores metadata immediately and recalls data as needed from the Azure Cloud file share back to the servers in that region if there was a disaster. So now we know the purpose of Azure File Sync, let's get started with the implementation. First, let's create a storage account. So if we search for storage accounts, if we click Add, choose a resource group, a storage account name, the location, so in this case this is UK South region. And then if we choose a storage account type and storage replication that meets your requirements of design, data durability and failover required. And then if we click create, and then our storage account should create fairly shortly. So just as a note, when we created that storage account, we chose the redundancy of geo-redundant storage, GRS for short. So this is designed to provide at least 16 nines of durability of objects over a given year by replicating your data to a secondary region that is hundreds of miles away from the primary region. So if your storage account has GRS enabled, then your data is durable either in the case of a complete regional outage or disaster in which the primary region isn't recoverable. For a storage account with GRS enabled, all data is first replicated with locally redundant storage, LRS for short. An update is first committed to the primary location and then replicated using LOS locally. The update is then replicated asynchronously to the secondary region using GRS. When data is written to the secondary location, it is also replicated within that location using LOS again. So the storage account has been created to store our files that will be replicated from the server up to the cloud. Now let's create a file share. So scroll down and click Files, click Share, and type a name for the file share, type a quota, and then click Create. Now let's actually deploy Azure File Sync. So if we create a resource, search for Azure File Sync, Click create. We now choose a resource group that we've been using previously, and then a storage service name, and then the same region where we created the storage account. If we click create. Now on the server where we want to sync our files and replicate up to our Azure File Storage account, we need to run some PowerShell before we install the sync agent. So just going back to our diagram at the start of this video. So these would be servers either in your HQ office or any branch offices on premise, or either could be a server, an IaaS server within Azure. So if we open PowerShell and then we type install -module space Azure RM, that's shown there. And then if we give it a moment, and then if we type Y to accept, and then enter. So now we're ready to install the Azure Sync agent on the server that we are syncing the file share over to, or up to, Azure storage. So if we go to Google, type Azure File Sync agent, if we click the Microsoft site to download the agent, hit the download button. So we're going to get some various options here to ask us which operating system we're running on our server. So choose the correct one, the correct MSI, and then download. And then if we save file to download, so if we double click the file we downloaded, click next, accept the license agreement, choose the defaults, choose how you're going to connect to the internet, click next. If we use Microsoft Update, select that and choose if you want to update at certain times, otherwise just click install, and we start installing the sync agent on the server. So once we're done, we click finish to end the install. So once we've run through the install, we find that we've got some prerequisites that are missing. So if we follow these links, we can find out which prerequisites are missing and run the relevant commands to rectify it. It's basically just some PowerShell that we need to run. So we'll go through that in the next steps. So if we run these commands, there's 2 commands to run, as you can see in the video. So let's see if the prerequisites have now been installed. Yes, they have. So now we're ready to sign in and register this server. So we need to sign into Azure to now register the server. So if we choose a resource group as before, and then if we select the storage sync service that we created, so the registration was successful, which is good. So let's just recap on what we actually did there. So we've had a server which is basically within our diagram, either HQ or one of the branch offices. So Windows Server, basically we've installed the sync agent on that server We had to install a couple of prerequisites via PowerShell, and now we've registered that server with the Azure cloud, so that will enable us now to sync our files up to our Azure storage. If we go into the Azure portal now and look into our Azure File Sync under Resource Groups Registered Servers, we will see our server is there now online. Now we need to enable the sync to take place, so we need to create a sync group. So if we now go into the Azure File Sync under Resource Groups and then click Sync Groups to create a new one, type the name, the sync group name, select the storage account that we've been using to set up for Azure files, and then choose a file share we created earlier and click Create basically. Now we can go back to our server share. We wish to sync up to the Azure cloud storage we created. So this is currently c:/file share. To our sync groups, double click the sync group. So we have no server endpoint, so we need to create one. So click server endpoint. Your server name should be in the drop down. List the path and directory you want to sync. So in this case, c:/file share. Click create. So then that should now create an endpoint for us to sync. So taking a look now on the status page under the sync group, we can now see that all the files and syncs are synced and healthy. It's looking all good. So when we look under Azure File Storage account in the resource group, go to File on the left hand side, go into the share we created, and now we can see that all the files have now synced from our server share to the Azure storage account, and this matches. If we actually have a look now, yeah, so that looks now that it matches up. So we've now got a full sync from our server to the Azure storage account, which is good. So in the next section shows that we can connect direct to the Azure file share over the internet from a Windows machine. So if we go into the storage account again, then click connect, we can see we have options. If we click connect, so we can see we have options now to connect to the Z drive using PowerShell. So we can now use a Windows client to run that PowerShell to connect to the Z drive in Windows to connect to our file share. So let's run that. So we can see we've connected the Z drive now. So let's browse the file share. So we can create a file in here called, let's say, test03. If we enter some text in that file, so if we now go to this storage view and click refresh, we can now see our test03 file within our share in Azure. So now at this stage we can back up our files to a recovery vault that are in the cloud using Azure Backup. So if we create a recovery vault, click add, select our resource group and add a vault name. And then if you click create on that. So now if we click go to resource, we click backup, and then if we click our Azure files that we wish to back up, if we choose our storage account for our Azure storage, tick our file share that we want to back up, and then choose a policy name and backup schedule, and a attainment level if we wish. In this case it's 30 days to attain data. And then if we click OK to enable the backup. So when we go to backup, click backup items, we can see we've got a backup item count now to back up the Azure files, but it's still pending, so it isn't actually running yet. So if we click, yeah, it's pending. So if we click backup now to actually kick the backup off, and then that will then start the backup now. We can start backing up our files within the cloud. So now we can see our backup is completed successfully. So let's have a quick recap on what we've done so far. So we've installed the Azure storage account, installed Azure files and configured it, installed the agent on our file server in the branch office and synced our file share up to the cloud. So we have created also a backup of the file share within the cloud using Azure Backup to a recovery vault. So everything is working as expected, and we have full synchronization from our server in the branch office to Azure. So what we're going to do next is simulate a disaster where we delete all files within our file share on our server in the branch office, and then we can attempt a restore of data. So let's go back to our server share, select everything and delete. Refresh that, so there's nothing now in that file server share directory. So if we now take a look at our storage account, we can see that also we have no files there because synchronization has occurred. So if we click manage backups now, and we will attempt to do a restore. So if we click file recovery and we select the latest backup or restore point, if we overwrite existing, now if we select the files, so we just select one file to do the restore and then click OK, and that should now trigger off a restore. So now we can see our restore is completed successfully. Go into it, back into our Azure files, and we take a look at the share within the cloud. You can see our files now there, so it's been successfully restored. And then if we also look on our server file share, we can also see that's now available from the restore, so it's synced back to the branch office server. Which is all good. So that's all good news. So we've managed to successfully restore the file back in place now. That's it then, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to subscribe to my channel using the link at the bottom right hand corner of the video. See you all soon. Thank you very much.